here's how the solo goes. Slowed down a little. Starts with this E minor chord, and he plays the full chord. Now, there's some debate as to how, I mean, I like to play it this way. I don't think he plays it this way. It's a G, B flat, A, G, A, E. You could play it, but you get a lot of open strings in there. A lot of open strings to try to make things clear. I like just letting it ring, curling your hand enough that the strings ring. So it does that 3 times. Then it does this lick that he kind of plays differently every time I've ever heard him play it, but on the recording it goes something like this. It's all just on that 2nd fret. I play it with that finger. You bend that A. Slower. Open G, E, open D, B, open D, E. Then, using this finger, your ring finger on your left hand, slide up from this D, or you could slide up from the C sharp, it doesn't really matter. As long as you slide up to the E and simultaneously hit the high E open. And back down to D, and then an open B and an E. Same thing again, you're going to slide up from D to E. Then this time when you slide down, you go back to D. Instead of going to B, you're gonna play this B flat and the B. And if your high E is still ringing, that's okay too. So that's slowly, that's D to E, back to D, B, D to E, D to B flat and B. Then the same as the first time. This time you're gonna climb up. And what finger you choose to use to climb up is totally up to you, but ultimately you eventually want to have your index finger on this high B, and I'll show you why in a minute. All of these notes are going to have the high E ringing out on top, but just so you can see what the notes are, they are E, open B, F sharp, open B, G, open B, F sharp, open B, G, open B, A, open B, B flat, open B, and B. Now ultimately you want to be right here because when you play this riff, right there you want this finger available to bend this A. That is much easier. If you've been using this, and you find yourself here, that is hard. Don't do that. Somehow get your finger to your index finger to be on that B. Sometimes I walk up with my ring finger, and then as I'm doing these, I switch fingers, and eventually wind up with my index finger on that B. So again, let me play that part for you slowly. It's got that ringing open E, and you're kind of hammering as you go up. And here's where you're going to bend that A. Don't worry about that high E ringing out. I think it's supposed to. It sounds great. The next thing happens really quick. You've got to go to this E minor shape, which is played on a B, an E, and a high G. That's this B flat to A. So he's playing this E minor going B flat, A. Does that 3 times. Then he takes this shape that he's already doing and just kind of slides down and back. And that is just a those are just barred major thirds coming down from the with a B flat in the bass there. That is an E and a B, a fourth. So all of that bit slowly. Open E, and you can get some feedback off your amp like he does on the recording. The Rev ends the tune with a blues lick, and it seems like he does it different every time. On the recording, it's something like this. It starts with an open G, just tremoloing that. And then the A and the B. Then, what makes it really unclear is that he strikes an open B, and whether he means to or not, I'm not sure, but it obscures the rest of the notes, which are just a blues. Just a blues scale being walked down with some additional ups and downs. You know, you might play it like. The most important thing is that you end with that E minor with an added 9, which means you're going to play your regular old E minor chord, but put F sharp in the top.